The next property is distributive property. Now, distributive property, there's not an easy way to remember it. You just have to you just have to do what it says, okay? So, the distributive property finds a rule for multiplying a number by a sum. So, basically, to multiply a number by a sum, multiply each number in the sum by the number on the outside of the parentheses. So I'll do an example of both algebraic and non-algebraic. So like if you have distributive property, and you kind of saw this with the GCF, I think, a little bit, but not a lot. So if you have it and it's like 6 times the quantity of 5 plus 1, that's going to equal, you take this outside number, which is 6, times both of the inside numbers. So 6 times 5 plus 6 times 1. So basically you're just taking the outside number times the inside numbers. And the way that they show this a lot of people show it, is they do it by doing it like this. And I'll show you it over here, and I'll do it in purple. So like the way that most people show it is like this, 6 times 5 plus 1. So they say take the 6 and show that you are multiplying it by both so you don't forget. So 6 times 5 plus 6 times 1. Another way that it is shown is called the box method. And basically what that is you put the 6 on the outside, and I'll do this in a different color so you can see it. So you put the 6 on the outside, and then you make a box like this. And then you have 5 plus 1, and then in here you're going to have 6 times 5 and 6 times 1, and maybe that's hard to see, but you can do it either way. But basically you must remember that you're multiplying by both the inside and the outside. Okay, so now I'll show it again algebraically because I like to show it both ways so you can see it. So a times b plus c, so you take it a times b plus a times c. And later on, we won't have the times in between, but I'm doing it so you can see it. Okay, so we're going to do the distributive property below and show it. So basically, we're going to just do what we did before. So we have 2 times 9 plus 14 equals, now we're doing the distributive property. So 2 times 9 plus 2 times 14. Again, the 2, and I'm going to try to do the 2 in a different color so you can kind of see it. The 2 is here. Let's see if it changed color. Yep, it did. Here, here, and here. So you can see how you multiply it times each of those, okay? Okay, so 2 times 4. Okay, so now if we continue down and we do both sides as is, you would get 2 times, and you always have to do parentheses first. I'm going to tell you that. You're going to do the order of operations later on, and that's one thing you have to do first, and you always do multiplication before addition. So 2 times 9 is 18, plus 2 times 14 is 28. So now 2 times 23 is 46, and 18 plus 28 is 46. So 46 equals 46. Okay? I'm going to go up here and I'm going to do the same thing so you can see where the numbers come from. If you need colored pencils, there's colored pencils where you can go and do this on your own so you can actually see where the things come from. Because sometimes you kind of forget, you're like, well, where did this come from? Well, it comes from like this. So you can see exactly how it is going to be multiplied. Now let's do this again for the next part, which is 7 times 5 plus 8. So we're going to do the exact same thing. So it's 7 times 5 plus 7 times the quantity of 5 plus 8, because it's in parentheses. That's why you say the quantity of. So if I was making you say it, that's how you'd say it. So then, so now we have 7 times 5 plus 7 times 8, because again, the 7 comes from being on the outside of the parentheses, and you need to multiply it in. So I'm going to do it in a different color. Again, if you want a colored pencil or something to do it on your own so you can kind of see what's happening, that is helpful. Okay, so there we go. Now we just do what happens. So it's going to be 7 times 13 equals 35 plus 48. Well, 7 times 13 can be a little bit tricky, but that's going to be 91 equals 91. And so you can see how it works. We're going to continue on and we're going to do it. Now you have the product and you're going to do it a little bit differently. So basically for these, what you're doing is you're splitting it up so it's a 10 and another number. So 8 times 15 is going to become 8 times 10 plus 5, which is 8 times 10 plus 8 times 5. When you do 8 times 10, that's going to be 80 plus 40, which is 140 or 120. So you can see it's a lot easier if you can do it that way. You can split it up. I'm going to do one more, and then you're going to have a little bit of time to practice it on your own, okay? So 4 times 30 plus 9, because 30, or I forgot the 4, sorry. 4 times plus 30 times 9, so 4 times 30 equal, or plus 4 times 9, so 4 times 30 is 120 plus 36, which is 156. So that's an easier way to do it. Now I'm going to have you do 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 9 and 10 are just like 7 and 8. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, you're actually going to state the property. Remember, if it's a division or subtraction, that's probably going to be invalid. And so we'll go through this in a minute.